Welcome to another informational Gktech how-to video. I'm your host, Officer Dan. This time we're going to be going over the front and rear replacement brake lines for the S13. Now the Gktech braided lines are a direct replacement for the factory lines. They're also stronger and more reliable than the factory rubber lines. Those like to crack, break, and leak all over the place. Not only do they prevent that from happening, but they also prevent the spongy feel of the standard brake lines as they expand when you hit the brake pedal. The Gktech lines are also longer to compensate for big brake setups or cars with more steering lock. These brake lines are manufactured specifically for Gktech and they comply with all DOT, TUV, and ADR specifications. These will fit 180SX, 240SX, and S13 Silvia. The Gktech lines are very easy to install. Simply remove the old ones and put the new ones in exactly where they were. You will need new brake fluid and you'll need to bleed the brake system. If you're unsure of how to do this, let a professional handle it. So let's get started. Obviously, step 1, remove the wheel. Remember, fluid will leak, so have a bucket ready. Step 2, remove the banjo fitting from the caliper. Next, you're going to want to crack the nut on the chassis side loose, then use a pair of pliers to pull out the clip. Now unthread and remove the line. Now remove the line locator clip and take the line all the way out. Now it's time to throw the Gktech line on. Take one of the supplied copper washers and install it onto the banjo bolt. Put it through the line and then put the other copper washer on the other side. Get the banjo bolt finger tight. Position the line locator into the strut bracket. Slide the clip down and tap it in with a hammer. Thread the chassis side line in. Put the clip on and tap that in with a hammer as well. Tighten the chassis line 12 to 14 foot-pounds. Make sure it isn't under any tension or twisted. Now move over to the banjo bolt and tighten it down to 11 to 13 foot-pounds. Once you've got everything torqued to spec, you're going to turn the wheel lock to lock to check for clearances. Make sure that the lines are clear of the sway bar, the chassis, and the caliper itself. And now the front caliper is done. As you can see, it has plenty of room for full lock activity. Again, be sure there's no odd tension in the line. Now let's move on to installing the rear line. Remove the wheel. Remove the banjo fitting. Remove the chassis side line and clip. Take one of the supplied copper washers and install it onto the banjo bolt. Put it through the line, and then put the other copper washer on the other side. Then thread the banjo bolt down. Tighten the banjo bolt down 11 to 13 foot-pounds. Get the chassis side fitting finger tight. Pop in the clip. Tap it in with a hammer. Tighten the chassis line 12 to 14 foot-pounds. Repeat for the other side, and these lines are as good as installed. Now that you're done with all the lines, please see our other tutorial on how to actually bleed the S-chassis brake system. Officer Dan out.